do you have your groups broken into?
I've done two things. I let Canvas randomly divide them into groups for discussion. I'm going to try something. It's a little scary, but we're going to work on a group project. And I wanted them to be in certain groups. So I've loaded them into Canvas. They're going to work on a comparison contrast of two different cultures. And then I'm going to have them present to me. I'm not using, what's that other one? The one I've used in intercultural for the online class.
VoiceThread?
I'm not going to use VoiceThread. I think I'm just going to have them come live for Zoom, you know, and then just go ahead and present the PowerPoints to me. And I'd love to do it so that what I think I might do is record them.
Yes.
And then I'll post them. So, and I'll have students that need to listen to like 2 of them or something, you know, and then respond to them like that. So that's, I'll see how it goes. I had asked Ruben for a link that I could post for office visits. So I sent that out with my announcements this week, you know, in Zoom. I'm going to be in my office 3 times, you know, during our usual class session time this week. Nobody came today, which I'm not surprised. I wonder if I'm going to have to give them points to come do an office visit. I don't know for sure. But I'll see what happens on Wednesday and Thursday. But they're supposed to meet together or communicate with each other and decide on what cultures they're going to choose to do, and then who's going to be responsible for doing what. So we'll see how that works out.
Okay. No, that's great. That's great. The one thing, and Melinda, I'm sure you found this too, because I've done discussion on VoiceThread before, is it does take more time. If you don't stay right on top of it, you know, it's 2 minutes here, 3 minutes here, 4 minutes here of recording to watch, and you can speed them up. But after a while, if you skip a day or two and it's suddenly 40 minutes, it's like...
Another thing I found today in VidGrid. So I had a portion in my lecture where I needed to stop and play a video. And I wanted the video to record in my lecture. It won't do that because it's trying to do sound from 2 places, sound from me and sound from the video online. And I thought, I'm going to post this and I'm just going to watch this. And so I'm watching it, and it got to the section where I had the video on the screen. So I pulled it up in the middle of and there was no sound. And I'm like, what happened? I know I didn't hit anything. Well, I really believe it's because it was listening to my voice for the sound, and it wouldn't substitute the online video that I wanted them to watch. So that's something else. If you are going to do a lecture and you want to have a video from another place it won't pick up that sound. Just a tip I learned today on accident.
Good to know. Good to know. You probably heard it fine in your earbuds, like, oh, this is great. Yeah, that's what I would think. Okay, good to know. That's really good to know. And so, yeah, you may have to post them separately. Stop now, pause the video, go watch this, and then come back. So that's good. Yeah, it does work through Zoom to show a video, you mean? Yes, yes.
And also to record it, you know, if you need to. I did that. I'm probably getting over into the copyright violation kind of thing, you know, by recording part of a video. I know that I got this one that is just a clincher for my class, you know, and so it's 12 minutes long. So I recorded it for me, on Zoom. They weren't doing it. I recorded it, and then I posted that for them to watch. So anyway, I'll just do it one time.
Good to know. Good to know. This is great. This is a great conversation. This is why we're wanting to do these. Are others of you wondering about other technologies or questions or things? We do want to share one other thing with you. That's just a free resource that we have as part of being here at Tabor. But we also want to make sure that we don't miss out if you have a question or thought. Deborah, you've unmuted. Do you have something?
Yeah, this is not really a question, but we're continuing to work with that Nimbly Wise assessment program, and there's still quite a few glitches with that. So stay tuned.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's one of the great things about doing the pilot program the way that we're doing it, so that we find the glitches now when it is just a couple classes instead of, campus wide. Like if we were suddenly doing it campus wide and had all these things, we would all be a little bit panicky. Well, maybe a little bit more panicky.
I think in hindsight, I didn't really know too much about it, and I was volunteered to do my EN 101 research essay, which is not a good thing to do, and not during an apocalypse for certain.
Yeah, that kind of throws a wrench in things.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, were your TAs able to get in? I was talking with.
Yeah, I don't know. I sent them an email today to try,
Okay.
and that was with a different assignment. They couldn't get into Nimbly Wise at all. So I tried it with had another essay due this week. And so I sent them an email and I said to contact me or call if there were problems. I have not received a phone call.
Okay.
So I'm assuming it's okay. So, yeah.
Thanks. Ruben, do you want to share the other piece? Just, I know that's probably important, but isn't for the whole group so much. Do you want to share the other thing that you had shared with me earlier today?
Absolutely. I would love to, Rick.
I probably have to. Oh, yeah, that's right. You can share your screen. That's right.
Yes, I am now sharing my screen. So this week we want to showcase another great resource. So last week was a tool, VidGrid. This week is more a resource that we all have that a lot of us don't know about. So we have a subscription with, and I'll show you how to get there again here in a second. We have a subscription with a company called Who Knew It. Who Knew It used to be formerly Atomic Learning, if that rings any bells for anybody. And it's basically just an online catalog or bank of knowledge and resources. So this is their homepage. Is it still showing the screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. I didn't see the green bar around my screen. I wasn't sure. So they have a series of, or just tons and tons of small little courses. So not like, semester long courses or anything, just like little classes that are really helpful, pretty in-depth. So for example, if I wanted to look for Excel 2016 pivot tables, they have a small little course on how to do pivot tables in Excel 2016. And it goes through a whole bunch of videos that will show you how to create it, how to select data sources, analysis, a whole bunch of other stuff. I don't really know pivot tables. Melinda, you could probably school me in that, but it goes through a whole bunch of stuff. And then, so there's a learn it section where you learn everything. And then there's a prove it section where you get to do little quizzes or little assessments. And it launches this one launches in a separate window. They don't always launch in a separate window, but you get to go through. Some of it's multiple choice, some of it's not. It depends on the quiz. And at the end, for some of the courses, it'll give you like a little certificate of completion. So earlier when I was showing this to Rick, I went and I took a academic integrity course. And this is something that we are thinking of integrating with the online program is having the students take some kind of academic integrity or plagiarism course. And so what this does is that this says that I, Reuven Isaac, have successfully completed the academic integrity course, and it gives me this with a overall score of 91.67%, which is not bad for not studying, I'd like to say. But, then you could take this, you could upload it to the Canvas course as part of the assignment, and then that gives us a little more teeth if we ever run into a issue with plagiarism, where we can say, no, look, you know what this is. You took this course, you have this certificate, this won't stand. So I'm just going to show you all the categories. So the main kind of ones are accessibility, compliance, all, you can read them here. But when you view all categories, there is a plethora of different categories that they have training for or little courses for. The whole Microsoft suite, Canvas, Moodle, data assessment and evaluation, instructional design. If you want to do anything with programming, it's here. If you have to use a Texas Instruments calculator, they have a whole section for that. They have learning management systems. So there are like Canvas. Actually, if I just search Canvas, there's Canvas for instructors, Canvas for students, how to use the Learning Mastery Gradebook feature, which I think we'll be starting to use here pretty shortly. But there's a wealth of information that is just here for the taking. They also have what's called pathways, which is essentially a series of courses. So, for example, understanding Latino and Native American cultures. It is 3 modules, 3 little courses with a total of 10 earned hours. And earned hours is Who Knew Its way of kind of establishing in part about approximately how long it'll take you, but also how much work it is compared to some other courses. So, this course here, Communications Between Latino and Majority Communities, is 4 earned hours, whereas the other 2 are 3 earned hours. So this one you can expect to take a little bit longer. And I wouldn't recommend it for this semester, but in future semesters, there are ways to integrate these little courses in Canvas. So like you would click on a item in one of the Canvas modules, and it would pull up this page, and you could have students take the course and be graded as part of the class. So to get here, to find this, and it's, bank and wealth of knowledge, if you go to mytabor.edu, like you would normally if you go to mytabor, once you log in, I'm logged in here. If you go to the Info Services and Tech tab, along the left side, you'll see 2 very important, well, they're all very important things, but 2 really, really important things that are important right now. One is the Office 2019 Info and Training. And so if you have any student who doesn't have access to Microsoft Office, they can get it at no charge to them as part of having a Tabor email. Once they have Office and can start to do stuff, then this how-to tutorials. So again, that is along the top in the Info Services and Tech tab, and then on the left, how-to tutorials. You click on the Who Knew It thing, it takes you to login page. Now this is just your Tabor login credentials. The same thing that you use to log into your email, your My Tabor account. And when you log in, it's all there. It's all available at any point in time. There are so many more different things that you can do with it that I don't even know about. And so for future weeks, we may see if we can get a Who Knew It rep to come do a a short little demo for you guys, because there really is so much you can do. And again, it covers so many topics. So like instructional technology strategies for students with autism or learning disabilities. I mean, there's been a huge push for accessibility, both with Who Knew It and also with us at Tabor. We are not a very accessible school right now for students with learning disabilities or with physical disabilities. And so we'll probably be taking a look at some of this, different strategies. And then there's also like teaching in a virtual classroom or leading and engaging remote teams. I mean, some of these are really good, really in depth. We have a how to use Google Classroom.
So Ruben, this is I think a really helpful overview piece that I think I totally agree with you. We need to let people know more about. So rather than going now deeper into any of the others, just helping people, all of us. I was really inspired when you shared it with me this morning, or I guess this afternoon. Yeah, this is really good stuff. So I don't know if, how we can get the word out more, as we talk about it amongst our academic schools or just more widely. Again, Deborah, you've unmuted, I see. So you have a thought?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, it's just good. It's, I think, a helpful piece for us to know about. So yeah. So Aline, say a little bit more. What do you mean video feedback? Do you mean like closed captioning or?
No, on assignments. I'm teaching a writing class, and so I have a student in that class who has dyslexia. And so I always write comments on their writing, what needs to improve and that kind of thing. And so I've been I write on the students' assignment with I found out my iPad, I can use a stylus and I can write, the comments just like I would on a hard copy. And then what I do is I go through that with a video, and you can do that on Canvas in the grading section, about giving feedback. You just click the video, talk to the person, saves the video for them. My student has been so excited to get that feedback.
That's great. That's excellent. Wow. Thanks for using multiple technologies. That's really cool. Thank you. Yeah. So Ruben, thanks for sharing that. Just curious if any of you have other questions. Again, we're not getting paid by the hour, so we don't, I shouldn't say it that way. We probably all of us in this call are getting paid. But anyway, for this little meeting, we're just doing it, but we also don't need to keep people online.
I'm curious how Pam's doing, how things are going for your class.
For me, I think they're going pretty well. It was kind of interesting. I showed a video to them on how to dig their own clay, because I had one student during class before we let go at spring break that said he had a lot of clay in his yard. He thought it'd be fun to dig some up, so I told him to bring some back after spring break. Well, he couldn't do that now, so I sent him a video on how to do it, and he was all excited. And there were quite a few students that said they thought they would like to try it too. So you're supposed to be able to just dig anywhere. Any dirt has clay in it, and it showed how to separate it. And I don't know, I think class is going pretty good. I know they're disappointed that they can't do their own clay, but that's the way it goes.
Yeah, thanks. And Stan, have you been able to integrate like lab books and the stuff from your textbook? I mean, I'm assuming you have a textbook, and you've been able to integrate that?
Yeah, what kids in botany have had hydroponics units started in the greenhouse at Tabor. And so I've been keeping them going for them. And I've been taking my iPad and going up and videoing and making commentary and sending it to them periodically. And just today, some of the tomato plants had blooms on them, and I showed them that and some things about that. And then for zoology, we had ordered planarians, which are good for regeneration experiments. And I just showed them some video footage. I have set up here a microscope that I was able to plug into my computer and show them some footage of the non-regenerated planarian. And so the idea is to keep some of these activities going so they can see some stuff and to get them enthused about doing some stuff. This next week assignment, we're gonna have the students design their own aquaponics units. So that'll be interesting. I'm sure there'll be a lot of interesting questions that come out of that. But I want to have them do some stuff that keeps their mind off of other things as well as learning the topics that we need to learn. So.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for sharing that. That's great. And thanks for, going out and taking those videos. I'm sure that they appreciate that very much. And I didn't know, just shows my ignorance, I didn't know you could plug a microscope into your computer. That's
well, not every microscope does this, but I happen to have done this at my former school, and I saw that we had one that wasn't being totally used 100%, so I kind of adapted point A and B together and got it to work. So
cool. That's great. That's really cool.
Yeah, and I've heard good things about some of the virtual labs that the physical sciences have been using in classes. They said they're really thorough. One person said that it was great because like you have to do all the steps, like you have to turn on the hood and you have to clean stuff and you have to wash your hands and put on the gloves and everything like that. But you don't have to smell it, which is great.
I remember that from high school. That would have been a really good thing, actually. Oh my goodness.
One thing that I have not done is set myself up my own YouTube channel, I guess. That might be good because I've noticed when I video the things with my iPad, sometimes it goes, I've tried to keep the videos pretty brief because if the longer it is, the harder it is to download. And so I try to stay within a minute, and that way it kind of makes it better. But still, sometimes it takes a day or two to go from my iPad and into the internet and send it to myself and then get it. And I've been disseminating the information to the students through the Canvas announcements section. And it seems to be working pretty well because I want them to understand this is kind of a learning tool difference than an actual assignment that they have to do.
And have you tried Big Grid with your videos?
Since this has been working, I've been staying with it. The only glitch I've got is sometimes I have to do what I want to do maybe 24 hours ahead of time, just to make sure that I get it on my computer to download in a time. But I can work around that. I mean, that's not that big.
If you are able to, like from your iPad or your computer, upload from campus. Like I don't want to encourage you to go to campus.
I am doing it on campus, and I did talk to the IT people just today about the timing. And I asked them, where are the hot spots in the building that might make it quicker? And they said just with internet use these days, it's just going to be the nature of the beast. So
Okay.
One thing maybe you do know already, so I apologize if you do. We all have a YouTube channel because of our tabor.edu account. So if you did want to upload
yeah,
them to YouTube.
I heard that we did have that. It's just I haven't had a time when I had a either the like a shoulder partner to work with me on it to make sure it worked well. A little persnickety, I kind of like to have things work when I do them live for students. So that's kind of a mixed blessing. It's a curse, but a blessing because I think it needs to come through somewhat professionally.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Pam, I see that hand.
Well, I had a question. I did a video of me throwing something that I wanted to give them, but I haven't been able to get it off my phone. So would that make sense to put it into YouTube?
Go ahead, Ruben.
Yeah, you could from your phone upload it to YouTube. If you wanted to like upload it to your Tabor Google Drive, like if you have Tabor on your Tabor email on your phone,
Yeah.
you could upload it to your Tabor Google Drive, and then from your Google Drive get it onto YouTube at like a real computer.
Okay. My phone has very limited space on it because it's a cheap phone. So I tried emailing it, that didn't work, and I tried because it's like 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
How long was it? 6 minutes long. So I kind of gave up, and now I kind of figured, well, maybe I should try again.
Yeah, you could try shorter durations, or do it in a few little bite-sized chunks, or try the YouTube, because once it's gone, then you could delete it from your phone. Once it's on YouTube, you could free up your phone space. Yeah, the Google Drive also is a good idea. It just depends what apps you have and how you've linked it to your phone.
Yeah, with Tabor, we've all got like unlimited storage on our Google Drive.
Oh, yeah.
So like I've got 120 gigs of stuff just kind of sitting on Tabor's Google Drive. But it's fine because we've got the storage. So
that's a great question.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. It's been good to see you all again. And well, I'm sure, there's a meeting on Thursday, right? So I think some faculty focus or something on Thursday. So we'll see you all again on Thursday. Thanks for the encouragement. And we'll be back here on Monday. We'll keep doing this till school's out, I guess. So thanks. Have a good rest of your evening. Enjoy your Monday, and stay safe and healthy, everybody.
And sane.
Yes, and sane. Yes. All right. Bye-bye.